You ever walk into a building and just get a bad feeling? You know, that feeling where the air is heavy and it feels like the walls themselves are watching you? Well, tonight, we're stepping into a story about a place just like that. A place where the building itself seems to have a life of its own, and it's hungry. You know how they say some buildings aren't just filled with people, but with their spirits? This is one of those places. We're talking about a hostel with a dark, dark secret. A secret that starts with a simple staircase, one that doesn't go up, but spirals down into a place you can't come back from. So let's meet our main character, Niraj. He's just a young guy looking for a new start, and he finds this old hostel. It's cheap, it's available, and it seems fine. But he's about to find out that the rent isn't paid in cash, but with something a whole lot more precious. Now this place, it had an atmosphere you could feel in your bones. It wasn't just old, it felt ancient. You had these creepy damp stains crawling down the walls, and at night, oh man, the silence was something else. It was this thick, heavy quiet that just presses down on you. The kind of silence that feels like it's listening. It all started on his very first day with a simple warning. It sounded almost silly, really, but that little piece of advice was actually the key to his survival. A key that, of course, he was about to completely ignore. The warden basically tells him, look, everything's great, just whatever you do at night, stay away from the basement stairs. He said it so casually, but there was this weight behind the words that Niraj just didn't pick up on. And what does Niraj do? He laughs it off. He probably thought it was just some silly ghost story they tell the new guys to spook them. He had no idea. This wasn't a story. It was a rule. And in this hostel, some rules are not meant to be broken. His first night there was totally quiet. So quiet, it actually made him feel safe, you know? But the second night, that's when the hostel decided to wake up. That's when that heavy silence finally shattered. It was 5 minutes past 3 in the morning, the absolute dead of night when the rest of the world is asleep. And Niraj is jolted awake, his heart just pounding in his chest. He hears a sound, a slow, steady tap, tap, tap. It sounds exactly like footsteps coming up a staircase, but that's impossible. He knows for a fact that the basement is a dead end. There are no stairs leading up from it. So he slowly gets out of bed, creeps to his door, and peeks into the hallway. Nothing. The corridor's empty. But then he sees it. A faint, kind of sickly yellow light pulsing from the basement entrance. He gets closer, and his blood turns to ice. The stairs, the 5 concrete steps he saw earlier, they're gone. And in their place is a staircase that just winds down and down and down into pure blackness. Now every single instinct in his body is screaming at him to turn around, to run, to lock his door. But this dark curiosity just pulls him in. He can't fight it. And against all reason, he takes that first step down. One step, then another, then a third. And with every step he takes, the air gets colder. Not just regular cold, but a deep, unnatural chill that gets right into your soul. But he keeps going, deeper and deeper into the dark. And that's when he hears it. A whisper, right in his ear, cutting through the silence. Don't forget to count. He's so terrified, he can barely get a single word out. His voice is just a shaky whisper in the freezing air. Why? And the voice just replies, totally flat, totally empty. The ones who forgot, they never came back. So with this horrible dread washing over him, Niraj starts to count each step. He keeps descending. 17, 18, 19. He knows he's getting close to the bottom. He's bracing himself for whatever is waiting for him down there. What he finds, it's pure nightmare fuel. There's a crowd of people just standing there, waiting in the darkness. But their faces are completely blank, smooth like mannequins, and none of them have eyes. And then, all at once, they speak. But it's one voice, a horrifying chorus that whispers and screams at the same time. And they all say the same thing. We forgot the count. And in that moment, he gets it. These are the ones who lost their way, the ones who never came back. He just panics. He turns and scrambles back up the stairs, but it's like they're fighting him, stretching on and on, pulling him back down. By the time morning comes, the hostel looks normal again, but it's short one resident. In the light of day, the basement stairs are back to just 5 simple steps. And Neeraj, well, Neeraj is gone, vanished without a trace. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. They say that even now, if you go to that hostel, right around 3 in the morning, you can still hear a faint voice counting from the basement. 17, 18, 19. And the counting always stops right there. Because on the 20th step, Neeraj is standing there. He never made it out. He just took his place with the others. He's the new counter, the new warning whispered in the dark. And so he stands there, night after night, counting, waiting, which really only leaves one final terrifying question. Who is he waiting for?